The truck's headlights pierced through the darkness, painting the night in shades of fluorescent yellow. The rhythmic hum of the engine was my constant companion, a lullaby that serenaded me through the long, solitary stretches of the highway. The radio crackled sporadically, a feeble attempt at companionship. I spotted a figure ahead, an incongruous presence amidst the desolate roadside. My grip tightened on the wheel as I slowed the truck, curiosity getting the better of caution. As I drew closer, the figure resolved into a nun, her black habit a stark contrast against the night. "Everything all right, sister?" I called out as the truck rolled to a stop beside her. She turned, the moonlight casting an ethereal glow upon her face. "I'm stranded. My transport hasn't arrived, and it's getting late. I need to reach the next town." Without a second thought, I unlocked the passenger door. "Hop in. I'm headed that way." The nun, Jessica, settled into the seat beside me, her eyes betraying a weariness that seemed to stem from more than just the late hour. "Thank you for stopping," she said, her voice soft, but laden with an unspoken burden. "No problem." "Jack," I introduced myself, stealing a quick glance at her. "Jessica," she replied, offering a faint smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. The miles passed in a comfortable silence, broken only by the hum of the truck's engine, but the quietude seemed heavy, pregnant with untold stories. "You travel this road often?" Jessica's voice interrupted the monotony. "Yeah, it's part of the job," I replied, keeping my gaze on the road. "You?" "Not usually. I'm on a journey of sorts." Her cryptic response hung in the air, prompting me to probe further. "Mind sharing? If you want to, that is." Jessica hesitated, her fingers fidgeting with the edge of her habit. "It's complicated. My family. There are troubles." "Troubles?" I prodded gently, sensing the weight behind her words. She sighed, a heavy exhale laden with sorrow. "I've been estranged from them. There's something wrong, and I fear I might be too late to make things right." I nodded, understanding more than her words conveyed. We lapsed into silence again, the road stretching endlessly before us. The night seemed to hold secrets, whispering tales of anguish and broken ties. "Thank you, Jack." Jessica finally spoke, her voice filled with a gratitude tinged with sadness, as we approached the outskirts of the town. "For the ride and for listening." "Anytime," I replied, pulling up near a small inn. "Take care, Jessica." As she stepped out, her silhouette against the town's dim glow appeared fragile, burdened by the weight of unresolved conflicts. And with that, she vanished into the night, leaving me with a sense of inexplicable intrigue and a fleeting connection forged in an unexpected encounter. The wheels of the truck rolled on, but the memory of Jessica lingered like an enigmatic puzzle, urging me to understand the depths of her sorrow. Days passed, but her haunting tale echoed in my thoughts, prompting an unspoken vow to uncover the truth behind her troubled past. It wasn't until a chance encounter at a truck stop that fate saw fit to reunite us. Jessica stood by a coffee stand, a beacon in her habit amidst the bustling crowd. "Jessica," I called out, surprised and relieved by the unexpected reunion. "Jack," she greeted me with a hint of a smile that struggled against the weight of her worries. We found a quiet corner, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with the gravity of Jessica's tale. "Things haven't improved," I ventured, noticing the shadows lingering in her eyes. She shook her head, her voice laced with a mixture of resignation and determination. "No, and I fear they've worsened. I have to confront my family." "Need help?" I offered, compelled by a growing sense of empathy. She hesitated, considering my offer before finally nodding. "I could use someone I trust." The road stretched ahead as we embarked on a journey marked by Jessica's narrative, a story of opulence veiling treachery. Her voice trembled as she unveiled the facade of her family's mansion, revealing the darkness concealed within its luxurious walls. "I grew up here," Jessica whispered, her voice thick with emotion, "but it was never a home." She recounted the bitterness of her relationship with her stepmother, Isabella, and the torment inflicted by her stepbrother, Oliver. The memories painted a haunting picture of a family torn apart by greed and malice. "You've been through so much," I murmured, my heart aching for the pain she had endured. As the miles passed, our conversations grew more intimate, weaving a bond between us strengthened by shared vulnerabilities. "I appreciate your support, Jack," Jessica confessed, her gratitude tempered with a vulnerability that touched my soul. "But I fear what lies ahead." "We'll face it together," I assured her, a promise etched in my words. The road ahead seemed daunting, shrouded in uncertainty, yet there was a glimmer of hope in our alliance, an unwavering determination to confront the demons of Jessica's past and unearth the truth that awaited us at her family's doorstep. The journey with Jessica became more than a series of shared destinations. It evolved into a purposeful quest. With each passing mile, our alliance solidified, born from a mutual understanding of the darkness that haunted her past. As the truck rolled along the highway, the air between us crackled with a silent resolve, a determination to confront the shadows lurking in Jessica's family mansion. "I appreciate you being here, Jack," Jessica said, breaking the silence that hung heavy in the truck's cabin. "I'm here for you," I replied, my voice carrying a quiet assurance. The road stretched on, leading us closer to our destination and the impending confrontation. Jessica's somber demeanor hinted at the storm brewing within her, a tempest of emotions churning beneath her composed exterior. "We'll handle this together," I reassured her, a promise echoed in the rhythmic hum of the truck's engine. Arriving at the opulent gates of the estate, the mansion loomed like a sentinel guarding secrets buried deep within its walls. The gravel crunched under the truck's tires as we approached, the weight of anticipation hanging heavy in the air. "Are you ready for this?" I asked, glancing at Jessica, whose gaze was fixed on the imposing structure ahead. She drew a deep breath, steeling herself for the imminent confrontation. "As ready as I'll ever be." With a resolute nod, we stepped out of the truck, our steps echoing in the quiet of the estate. The familiar scent of the manicured gardens and the imposing facade of the mansion stirred a mix of emotions within Jessica. "I never thought I'd come back here," Jessica murmured, her voice tinged with a blend of apprehension and determination. "We're in this together," I reminded her, offering a reassuring squeeze to her shoulder. The mansion's doors creaked open, revealing the opulence within, a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. Faces twisted in surprise and apprehension as Jessica and I entered the grand foyer, our presence unsettling the carefully crafted facade. Isabella's sharp gaze met ours, a veneer of false hospitality failing to mask the underlying tension. "What brings you back, Jessica?" "It's time to face the truth," Jessica declared, her voice steady despite the tremors of emotions beneath the surface. Our determined alliance stood as a united front against the deceit and treachery that had festered within these walls for far too long. With each step forward, we ventured deeper into the heart of Jessica's tumultuous past, ready to confront the demons that awaited us within the mansion's labyrinthine corridors. The grandeur of the mansion's interior belied the deceit that festered within its walls. Jessica and I navigated the opulent corridors, each step echoing with the weight of impending confrontation. Isabella and Oliver awaited us in the lavish sitting room, their expressions a blend of surprise and thinly veiled apprehension at our unexpected arrival. "What a pleasant surprise, Jessica," Isabella greeted, her voice tinged with a faux sweetness that failed to mask the tension in the room. "I'm here to uncover the truth," Jessica stated firmly, her gaze unwavering as she met Isabella's calculating eyes. Oliver's sneer cut through the tension. "What truth?" "You're the one who abandoned us." The accusation hung heavy in the air, but Jessica stood resolute. "I left because I couldn't bear to witness the betrayal." As the conversation intensified, hidden motives and simmering animosities bubbled to the surface. Isabella's facade cracked, revealing the desperation beneath her composed exterior. "You're here to claim what you think is rightfully yours." Isabella spat, her disdain palpable. "This isn't about possessions. It's about justice," Jessica countered, her voice carrying a steely resolve. As the verbal jousting continued, I observed the tension building, the truth edging closer to exposure. There was a precarious balance, a moment suspended in time, before the facade shattered completely. "You think you're entitled to anything here," Oliver scoffed, his arrogance on full display. "I'm entitled to the truth," Jessica asserted, her words cutting through the room like a blade. The revelations unfolded, unraveling the intricate web of deceit. Isabella's scheme to poison Jessica's father for inheritance surfaced, painting a chilling picture of greed and malice. "You're lying." Isabella's voice quivered, her composure slipping as the truth threatened to expose her vile intentions. But the evidence stacked against them, and the air crackled with the weight of impending justice. "We're not leaving until the truth comes out," I stated firmly, standing steadfastly beside Jessica. The room buzzed with tension, emotions raw, and truths laid bare. The unraveling scheme laid bare the darkness that had shadowed Jessica's family, and we stood poised at the precipice of justice, ready to face whatever revelations awaited us in the mansion's heart. The tension in the room was palpable, thick with accusations, revelations, and an impending confrontation. Isabella's once composed demeanor crumbled like a fragile facade, exposing the true depths of her deceit. "You think you can come here and accuse us?" Isabella's voice wavered, her eyes darting between Jessica and me. "We're not here to accuse. We're here for the truth," Jessica asserted, her voice unwavering despite the turmoil within. Oliver paced, his anger simmering beneath the surface. "You left us, Jessica. You abandoned this family." "I left because I couldn't bear to watch the treachery unfold," Jessica countered, her words echoing with a raw honesty that pierced through the tension. The standoff reached a crescendo, emotions swirling in the air like a tempest, threatening to shatter the fragile peace. "You have no proof of your accusations." Isabella's voice rose, her desperation palpable. "The truth doesn't need proof. It surfaces eventually," I interjected, my voice steady, adding weight to Jessica's resolve. As accusations and denials collided, the room felt charged with an impending revelation, an unraveling of secrets that had long been buried in shadows. "The truth always finds a way," Jessica stated with a calm conviction, her gaze never faltering as she confronted the perpetrators of her family's turmoil. The standoff continued, each word spoken adding fuel to the escalating tension. The walls seemed to close in, the weight of the truth pressing down on everyone in the room. "You have no right to come here and disrupt our lives." Oliver's anger flared, his face contorted with resentment. "I have every right to seek justice," Jessica retorted, her voice resonating with a resolve that seemed unbreakable. The silence that followed was suffocating, pregnant with unspoken truths and unyielding determination. It was a pivotal moment, a standoff between the dark secrets and the unwavering pursuit of justice, a moment that would shake the fate of Jessica's family and lay bare the treachery that had torn them apart. As the standoff continued, the threads of deceit began to unravel, exposing the truth that lay buried beneath layers of manipulation and betrayal. Isabella's facade crumbled, her attempts to deflect the accusations faltering in the face of mounting evidence. "We demand the truth," Jessica's voice rang out, firm and resolute. Isabella's eyes darted around the room, a flicker of panic betraying her previously composed demeanor. "This is preposterous. Baseless accusations." But the truth had taken root, seeping through the cracks of deception. Pieces of a malicious scheme came together, painting a vivid picture of greed and treachery. "I can't stay silent anymore," a voice chimed in from the corner of the room. All eyes turned to the butler, a figure usually relegated to the periphery of the grand mansion. His words resonated with an unexpected authority, carrying the weight of withheld truths. "I've witnessed the plotting, the poisonings," the butler confessed, his voice shaking but determined. "I can't let this injustice persist." Gasps filled the room as the revelation hung heavy in the air. Isabella's facade shattered, her desperation evident as her carefully crafted lies unraveled. "You're lying. You can't trust him." Isabella's voice cracked, her composure slipping further. But the truth was undeniable, each piece fitting perfectly into the puzzle of deception. The undeniable evidence pushed the truth to the forefront, casting a harsh light on the dark machinations that had plagued Jessica's family. "I won't let your deceit continue," Jessica declared, her voice filled with determination and a longing for justice. The room teetered on the edge of chaos, emotions running high as the weight of the truth settled upon the occupants. The revelations echoed through the grand halls, exposing the darkness that had long lurked within the mansion's opulent walls. "We will not allow this injustice to persist any longer," I added, my voice echoing Jessica's resolve. The confrontation reached its apex, the triumph of justice cutting through the deceit like a beacon of hope. Isabella and Oliver stood exposed, their treacherous intentions laid bare for all to see. The wheels of justice began to turn, setting in motion the accountability that would reclaim the dignity and honor stolen from Jessica's family. In the aftermath of the revelations, a sense of catharsis hung heavy in the air, a poignant mix of relief and closure that enveloped Jessica and me as we stood amidst the aftermath of the confrontation. "Finally, the truth sees the light," Jessica murmured, her voice laced with a subdued sense of relief. "The darkness is behind us now," I replied, offering a reassuring smile. The mansion, once a haven of deceit, now echoed with the promise of new beginnings. Isabella and Oliver had been held accountable for their actions, and the weight of justice settled upon their shoulders. "I didn't expect this outcome," Jessica admitted, her eyes scanning the room that had been a battleground of hidden motives. "Sometimes truth prevails against all odds," I offered, a sense of closure accompanying my words. Amidst the echoes of justice, a new path beckoned, a journey of redemption and healing. Jessica's family estate, once tainted by betrayal, now held the promise of restoration. "I never thought I'd return here under these circumstances," Jessica reflected, a mix of nostalgia and pain tugging at her heartstrings. "It's a chance for a fresh start," I reassured her, the glimmer of optimism shaping my words. As the mansion's grandeur seemed to fade into the background, Jessica's determination to reclaim her family's legacy grew stronger. The specter of injustice had been exorcised, paving the way for a future untethered from the shackles of the past. "I'm taking control of what's rightfully ours," Jessica declared, a newfound determination firming her resolve. The echoes of the tumultuous past were drowned out by the promise of a brighter future. With each step, Jessica moved forward, reclaiming her family's honor and dignity. "I'll be here to support you every step of the way," I pledged, standing by her side as a steadfast ally. The sun set on the mansion, casting a golden hue that seemed to symbolize the beginning of a new chapter. Amidst the shadows of the past, a ray of hope emerged, a promise of new beginnings, redemption, and a future built on the pillars of truth and resilience.